Week 16 starts and sits. Baker Mayfield, you have to play him. He just carved up the Chargers' top-rated defense like a pumpkin in October. DJ Moore versus the Lions. The Lions are so banged up right now. They have 15 guys on IR on their defense. You have to play DJ Moore. Trey McBride is a must start this week against the Panthers. Kyler Murray's at home making TikToks about Trey McBride. That's how much you think about him this week. Tyreek Hill is asking out of Miami now, guys. He will end your fantasy season. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Catching a Vibe. I'm your host, Drew. Today, we got the Week 16 starts and sits. Good luck to everyone this week. I'm excited and nervous at the same time. Hopefully, my teams and your teams can win this week and go to the fantasy championship in your league. So we're going to change it up a little bit this week. We're going to do 2 starts and 2 sits for the positions. And my quarterback start this week is Baker Mayfield versus the Cowboys. Shake and Bake is back. He's putting up really great numbers the last 2 weeks, 19 and 28. And last week, he carved up the Chargers' defense, top-ranked defense, like a pumpkin in October. He had 288 yards and 4 touchdowns. Now he's going up against the Cowboys, who are 27th against quarterbacks this year and 21st in passing defense. The Bucs are fighting for a playoff spot, trying to win the NFC South. And Mike Evans, he's trying to hit that 1,000-yard mark for the 11th straight year. He's 251 yards away with 3 games left. I think Baker is going to feed him. And Jalen McMillan, the rookie receiver for the Buccaneers, he's been playing really good ball too. So Baker has some options this week, and that's why I like him against the Cowboys. My second quarterback start is Kyler Murray versus the Panthers. Panthers are 31st in total defense, and they're terrible against the run. I like the Cardinals using a lot of play action, rolling out with Kyler, looking for McBride or Marvin Harrison Jr. We haven't heard from him in a while. Maybe he could play a decent game for the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals are going to have a lot of chances to score points with how weak this Panthers defense is. The Panthers allow about 30 points a game, and they're 26th in red zone defense. I think Kyler has a safe floor this week against the Panthers, and he might run one in because how bad they are against the run. So you have to play Kyler Murray this week. All right, now my quarterback sit is Tua versus the 49ers. Breaking news, Tyreek wants out of Miami. And I don't blame him because how bad this Miami offense looks compared to last year. I mean, they were hitting shots over top, explosive. This year is just more dump offs and more checkdowns after checkdown. He struggled against the Texans defense. He scored 3 points in fantasy and had 3 interceptions and a fumble. Now he's going up against the 49ers, who are 8th against quarterbacks. This Dolphins offense is so boring compared to the last 2 years. No big plays. In the last 2 weeks, the 49ers defense has played really well. And the Dolphins offense is struggling, and they struggle towards the end of the year. Every time when it starts getting colder, the Dolphins offense just stinks it up. You can't play Tua. All right, my second quarterback sit is Patrick Mahomes versus the Texans. This is if Patrick Mahomes tries to play this week against the Texans. I don't like the matchup at all. This Chiefs offense is just a shell of themselves. This isn't what the standard has been since Patrick Mahomes has taken over the quarterback position in Kansas City. I think he's going to be limited with the ankle injury. We won't see him the typical extend the play, looking for Kelsey or just any of those receivers on the team. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Can't play Patrick Mahomes since he's banged up right now. All right, my running back start is Chuba Hubbard versus the Cardinals. Didn't have a great game last week. but I think he bounces back against the Cardinals. I don't think this is going to be a blowout. I think the Panthers are going to feature Chuba Hubbard early and often and take some pressure off Bryce Young after he struggled last week. He's been boom or bust, score 19, 5, 24. I think he could have a good day. And the Cardinals are 27th ranked running back. So I like Chuba Hubbard's chances this week. My second running back start is Aaron Jones versus the Seahawks. Aaron Jones is healthy, and he's had 3 top 20 performances in the last 4 weeks. And the Vikings, they're on a roll, guys. Averaging about 30 points in the last 5 games. And 3 out of the last 4, he has scored a touchdown. They're looking at the Lions, who are banged up. They could overtake them for the NFC North. So I like Aaron Jones versus the Seahawks. And my running back sit is Tony Pollard versus the Colts. Brian Callahan has told the media to expect more Tajay Spears after Tajay Spears' big game against the Bengals. This backfield, I think, is going to be 50-50. Mason Rudolph was really checking it down to Spears, and Pollard has been hit or miss the last 5 weeks. 4.9, 21, 8, 14, and 8.5. So I would stay away from Pollard this week. He's missed a lot of practice time. If you look, he's like barely practicing at all because he's got some injuries. So I wouldn't play Pollard. My second running back sit is Ramondre Stevenson versus the Bills. The Bills' offense is just on fire right now. And Josh Allen is unstoppable. The last 2 weeks, he's been the highest scoring fantasy player in both weeks. I think the Patriots are going to be down the whole game pretty much, I think. And Drake May and that offense is going to be having to throw the ball pretty much every down to keep up in this game. So Stevenson, the last 5 games, he's only had 2 games over 12 points. You can't do nothing with 12 points, guys. I think there's a lot more fancy running backs you should play over Stevenson this week against the Bills. All right, now we're to the receivers. My receiver start is Courtland Sutton versus the Chargers. Courtland Sutton is receiver 12 right now, and he's been awesome since week 8. He has scored over 12 points in every game since then, and he's averaging about 9 targets a game. He's Bo Nick's number 1 guy. I think he has a real safe floor this week. You have to play Courtland Sutton versus the Chargers. They don't really have a lockdown corner, so yeah, I think the Broncos offense is going to find their stride again this week. And we saw the Chargers defense struggle against the Bucs, so who knows? My second receiver start is DJ Moore versus the Lions. The Lions have 15 guys on defense that are on IR. DJ Moore saw 16 targets in the Week 13 matchup against the Lions. And now the Lions defense is so weak because of injuries. It's in Chicago. Should be clear skies, 30 degrees. It's going to be cold, but the Bears should be able to move the ball against this injury-riddled Lions defense. I mean, the Lions defense has allowed over 31-plus points the last 2 weeks. So I think DJ Moore should have a good game against them. All right, now receiver sits. My first guy is Jerry Jeudy versus the Bengals. DTR is starting at quarterback this week for the Browns. And DTR isn't a gunslinger. He's more of a RPO type of guy, run the ball. In his first 2 seasons, he's played 5 games. He has 1 touchdown to 7 interceptions. That's terrible. It's god-awful. I wouldn't expect much of Jerry Jeudy this week. I mean, I think the Bengals are going to destroy the Browns this week. So I'd be worried about playing Jerry Jeudy this week. He's been awesome, but I don't think with DTR at quarterback, you can really count on Jerry Jeudy. All right, my second receiver sit is Jameson Williams versus the Bears. I don't like his upside in this matchup. Defenses have been playing a lot of cover 2 against this Lions offense. They're not letting the Lions to hit the long ball with JMO. He's averaging about 52 yards in the last 4 games. He's only scored 1 touchdown, He's only getting about 4 catches a game. So I wouldn't really like playing. I wouldn't play Jameson Williams this week. All right, now to the tight ends. My first tight end start is Trey McBride versus the Panthers. Kyler Murray is making TikToks about Trey McBride finally scoring a touchdown soon. I think it's going to happen this week. He has the best matchup, and he's just been so reliable, guys, with how bad the tight end position has been this year. You definitely got to feel great about having Trey McBride this week against the Panthers. He's the number one option in Arizona. And my second guy is Pat Freiermuth. The last 3 weeks, Freiermuth has been a top 8 fantasy tight end. And he scored in all 3 games. Him and Russ have a real connection. And with Pickens being banged up and might miss this week again, he could score again, or he's the number one option. The Steelers don't have any threat of receivers, really. So I like Freiermuth to have a good game again. All right, now the tight end sits. My first guy is Kyle Pitts. It's not a shocker or anyone. Michael Penix is starting this week after Kirk Cousins has played awful recently. New quarterback. We don't know what this Falcons offense is going to look like with Penix. So you don't want to risk it with Kyle Pitts, and he has made you lose in the past. He has scored 0 points, and he's under 10 points pretty much every week. So don't play Kyle Pitts, guys. I'm sure none of you guys are going to anyways. And my second tight end sit is Cade Otton versus the Cowboys. The Buccaneers' run game right now with Bucky and Rachaad White is on fire. We've really seen them be efficient lately. And Mike Evans is fully healthy. And Jalen McMillan is making plays for him. He's getting a lot of catches and making plays. Cade Otton's the fourth option on this Buccaneers offense. I wouldn't start him. He's getting about 3 catches a game. Don't play Cade Otton, guys. And the flex play of the week is DeAndre Swift versus the Lions. Like I said earlier, Lions are really banged up on defense, guys. They're grabbing guys off the street to play. It's like the replacement movie with Keanu Reeves. Like they're grabbing those guys to play defense against NFL teams. So, and Josh Jacobs scored 3 touchdowns against them 2 weeks ago, and Josh Allen and James Cook both scored 2 touchdowns last week. I know the Bears team in general is dysfunctional, but they got to do something against all these backups on the Lions defense. So I believe DeAndre Swift is going to have a good game against them, and he's getting the opportunity. He's averaging about 16 carries a game. So I like DeAndre Swift as the flex play of the week this week. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up the Week 16 starts and sits video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like the video if you enjoyed it and comment down. I'd love to hear from you guys. Please subscribe if you're new here, or if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. It really means a lot to me. We'll see you next time. Peace.